But where do I record that? And here it is, students, your 6.3.1 weather journal. This is where you're going to be recording the weather this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at part 1. Part 1, here are the directions. It says each day for the next week, record both the temperature and your observations of the weather outside. You will find the temperature at this link right here, which takes you to the Weather Channel, and I'll show you that in a minute. Your observations need to include what the weather or the temperature feels like, whether it's warm, whether it's cold, if it's wet outside, and a picture of what the weather looks like outside. And you're going to insert that from the web. So let's take a look at that. So here, when you would go outside, you would take your observations. So you would just type into the box. And here I wrote, the weather outside was warm and sunny. The sky was clear. Then I inserted a picture here, and then I wrote the temperature 63 degrees. Okay, so when you go to that link, it'll take you to the Weather Channel, and you're going to record. So it's going to take you here to Santa Ana, and then you should see the temperature here on the left-hand side. Now, as you can see, it says 73 degrees, where my document said 63. So what does that tell you? Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing for part 1. Okay, students, let's go ahead and look at part 2 now. Part 2, here are the directions. It says, after recording the temperature in part 1, graph your data below by coloring in the correct boxes. Now, if you can remember from the example, the temperature that I recorded today was 63 degrees Fahrenheit. So what I would do is each day, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to find the day of the week, and then I'm going to record the temperature in my bar graph here. Now, if you look here on the left-hand column, you have all of these different degrees in Fahrenheit. So for 63 degrees Fahrenheit, I would want to go ahead and color in the boxes to where that's going to be about. So I would go all the way up here, and 63 is between 61 degrees and 70 degrees. So then I'm going to go ahead and highlight these boxes here. I'm going to go over to my document and go to the background color, and then I can choose a background color that I want, and I fill in those boxes. So that's part 2. Okay, now we're on to the last part, part 3. So let's take a look at the directions here for part 3. Directions: answer the following questions based on the weather data you collected this week. Okay, so for this part, you're just going to be answering the questions here. So question 1, which day had the warmest weather? So then you're going to go back to your data and you're going to find which day had the warmest data, and then record number 2, what was the temperature on the warmest day? Number 3 says, which day had the coldest weather? Number 4, what was the temperature on the coldest day? Number 5, which day of the week did you enjoy the weather the most and why? And number 6, what conclusions can you make about the weather from your data? Example, did the weather stay the same all week? Did the temperature change? What did you notice during the week based on the weather and the data that you recorded? Okay, now all you need to do is when you get into the document, then you're just going to type your answer right on that line. Okay, so that is part 3 for you guys. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can put comments in Google Classroom. You guys can email me, or when it's your assigned Google Meet day, then we can discuss this document.